How's it going, everybody? So, I got something on my mind that I need to address. So, sit back, relax, and listen to my story. If you want to see more videos from me, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Okay, I had to say that because of the algorithm. So, anyway, let's get right to it. First, let's discuss Mr. Diego before we go to the main topic, the main thing on my mind. So, there was a situation in the rant channel. All started because there was some people mad at each other and was starting drama on purpose. And that is what led up to the situation with Mr. Diego. So while we were all talking, one of them used words that, for one, I don't even think is a real word. And he also, by the way, didn't even answer my question when I asked what it meant. He just kept repeating it. So I was messing around, made a reference to a video I saw. And because I didn't understand what it was, I messed around and said, I don't speak Taco Bell. And they thought it was racist, especially Diego. I, of course, got frustrated because everyone in the server is completely oblivious or overly sensitive. I even went as far as to show them the video where the reference came from. It was just messing around. And Diego was losing his mind. Now, Diego, he's honestly not the nicest guy. And I probably should have just kicked him a long time ago, but I have been way too nice in that server. But we'll get to that later. So, he kept arguing that it was racist, even though it wasn't directed towards anybody whatsoever. I mean, people like comedians make fun of languages all the time. What's so offensive about saying, I don't speak Taco Bell? I'm gonna even show the clip where it came from.
Get out! I thought this was the clown motel, but a couple of clowns just walked through my door!
What the f*** you call me, dog? I'm going full Mexican on your bitch ass. Más te vale que nos des un pinche cuarto, si no ahorita te tumbo los pinches ojos, güey.
Someone tell me what he's saying! What the f*** is he saying? Dude, I don't speak Taco Bell!
And I'm pretty sure nobody attacked them for being racist because they said that. You're making fun of the language, not the people. If I was directing it towards somebody, like using it to, like, as a way to offend, let's say, the Mexican people, then okay, I can understand where his frustrations are coming from. But the thing is, it wasn't. You can't be racist towards a word. Because I didn't use the word Spanish. I replaced Spanish with Taco Bell. It's a language that everyone can speak. So, it's just a language. How can you be offensive towards a language? I'm not a racist guy. I don't do this stuff on purpose. I am against that. But anyway, he started to freak out. And I had to put my server on lockdown, disabling chat. And he, once again, showed his douchey side, making a thread saying, you forgot to disable threads, dumbass. And I pretty much gave him a strike, put him in a channel where I put people, like, I guess you can say it's kind of like a little prison where they can't bother anybody. And I'm going to display part of the conversation. And I try to reason with him more. I try to explain that he's overreacting. And he keeps demanding that I apologize. Earlier he even said that only he can decide what's racist and what's not. Like, he has to say here, like he's the judge. I try to explain that it was not towards anybody. Everyone makes fun of languages all the time. I mean, comedians do it. People make fun of it all the time. It wasn't towards the people. Not to mention, there was not really towards anybody. Some guy was using a word I'd never seen before, and I just made that little reference because of the context. So I'm gonna display how it ended. He had a tantrum, and he called me a fat American pig, and told me to never step foot into his country. Even my admins think that he's out of line. Like, everyone in my server thinks that has gone too far, and my admins admitted that he went too far. I mean, seriously, it wasn't even that bad. I wasn't even insulting a race or anything. But this guy always had a shitty attitude. I mean, before... Oh, well, what happened? Well, here's the story about how I realized this guy was a real piece of shit. In the server, I was pretty much expressing that I was having doubts on my channel. I'm just depressed. I was in a bad moment. And when you're in that mood, there's just things you don't want to hear, and it's just inappropriate to say certain things at that moment. Because while I'm expressing I'm having doubts on my YouTube channel, and I just don't get why no one's like viewing it and all that. And what does he do? He just flat out says, get a job. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. I really don't want to hear that right now, because that's the last thing you want to hear. If you're feeling down and depressed, the last thing you need is for someone to just do something completely off topic. That was way off the topic. I don't want to hear that. Like, if someone's in a hospital, what are you gonna do? Is just like step in there and say, "You gonna get a job? Gonna get a life?" Or sorry about your divorce. It's like, really, I'm sick and I'm waiting to hear that if I'm gonna live or die or not, and you're talking about that. Seriously, that's inappropriate. This is like the worst time. You know what I mean? It's just like, it was the worst time for me. I didn't want to hear about that. And then he started to freak out. He went to the rant channel, was just like, you know, you're a real piece of shit, blah, blah, less respect for you. I feel bad for your family, that they have to deal with you, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, whoa, where did this come from? And, of course, like today, he didn't want to hear it. Because I tried explaining, he's like, really? You said something at the most inappropriate moment for me. Like, that's the last thing someone needs to hear if they're in a bad mood. And you're the one overreacting? He said that before he left, by the way, that he was gonna make a video about this. Like, really? You're gonna call me a fat American pig and say, just because I said Taco Bell instead of Spanish, that's somehow racist? So, the reason I want to make this video is to address that there is a serious problem with society nowadays. I mean, every little thing is considered racist or offensive now. I mean, in Disney World, they're taking down, not taking down, they're changing a ride because it's somehow racist. I know that the movie is about a slave who told the story, but technically it has nothing to do with him, and that was years ago. The ride was just about Brer Fox going after Brer Rabbit. What does that have to do with the African-American guy in the movie? I mean, that's just one way to crap on his legacy. If I recall, he got an award for that movie, and now it's going to be remembered as offensive, and got a ride that's been in Disney for years, all because somehow it's offensive. I mean, Diego overreacted because apparently he told me, he said he's Spanish, and I was like, how is that offensive? It's just, I don't speak Taco Bell. And I even showed I was just referencing a funny line from a video, and that's racist. And apparently it has something to do with it being an American-Mexican restaurant. His points just really didn't help him. He was just making an ass of himself over literally nothing. I mean, it's a language that everybody can speak. It's not like limited to a race, like a certain people, like not limited to Mexico. I can learn Spanish. My point for saying that is, it's just a language that anyone can learn. I'm pretty sure it's okay to make fun of a language. It was just irritating. Do I feel a little bad that he left? Yeah, it's sad to see someone go, but I'm between not caring because he was an asshole for a long time and he's overly sensitive about literally everything. But hey, if you're watching this just because you're watching out of spite, like, oh, what's he gonna say about me? I'm sorry if that somehow offended you. But like I said, I was going to apologize when I wasn't even being racist. I wasn't in the wrong. He was the one in the wrong for the way he acted. He was the one who was being racist in the end, if you think about it. So, well, maybe not racist, but being offensive towards Americans, calling me a fat American pig and to stay out of his country. Which I'm guessing it... I don't know. So, anyway, just want to address that this is the problem with society. Every little thing can set somebody off when it's not even an offense. I don't see how that was racist at all. But whatever, what do I know? I'm just some fat American pig, I guess. So anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. And please, learn from Diego. Don't be overly sensitive like him. But you don't have to worry about him. He's blocked, and he's banned. He's not going back to the server. So, hopefully the drama with him isn't over. And I'm not going to find out there's some video that he made over-exaggerating the situation and lying or something, trying to make me look bad. But what are the chances of that happening, right? Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Farewell. I'm going to go get rid of the bed now. It's 4:30. Farewell, everybody.